Hi there, my name is Richard McMunn and welcome to my How to Publish Your Book on Amazon Kindle presentation. Now for the next 20 minutes or so I'm going to give you some fantastic hints and tips on getting yourself ready to publish your book on Kindle. Now over the course of the last 8 years I've published in total over 150 different books myself. Since 2007 when Kindle started I've published many books myself on that fantastic e-reading device, and I would urge you, if you're considering getting your own book published, then you do it through Amazon Kindle, and it will become apparent the reasons why as I progress through the slides. Okay, so let's get started. By the way, you probably want to get a pen and a piece of paper so that you can take some notes about the information that I'm going to provide you with. Now I'm just going to give you a quick brief explanation about myself and about where I've been and what I'm doing right now. When I left school at the age of 16, I joined the Royal Navy, spent 4 years in that organisation. I then left the Navy at the age of 20, around about 2021, and then joined the fire service. I spent 17 years in Kent Fire and Rescue Service, and you'll notice that for the first 21 years of my career I had no experience of writing books or publishing, and I hope that gives you a bit of inspiration, because I've become very successful over the last few years at writing and publishing my own books, and basically if someone from a fire service background can do it, then so can you. When I first started my publishing company, after about 18 months I won awards with the HSBC Bank, and I started to do some business advice for young entrepreneurs on the government's Business Link Advice website. As I say, best-selling published author of over 150 books. But the great thing is I've only got 3 good grade GCSEs. So when you're getting into publishing or you're thinking about writing a book, don't be put off by thinking, oh, I can't do it, I've not got the qualifications to do it. Basically anybody can write a book and anybody can be successful, and I would certainly urge you to try. I mean, there is a saying that each and every one of us has got a book within us, and that is true. You should really take my advice and start writing and publishing books yourself. So there's a picture of me in the fire service, and I'm no longer in there. I left in 2009 and I now run my own publishing company. So let's get right into it. Basically, I personally recommend that you do not get a standard book publishing deal. I'm going to explain why. You don't need to anymore. You can publish a book yourself, and if you've got a mentor, i.e. somebody to help you, which I can do that, then you get to keep all of the profits. The basic thing that I've found with a standard book publishing deal is that you will get frustrated. It can take a long time to get a response from a publishing company, and some of you out there might have been in that position before, when you're sending your manuscript of your book that you've spent ages writing, you send it off to all these publishing companies and you don't hear anything back, or you start to get rejection letters. But I'll guarantee that most publishing companies won't even bother replying to you, and that can really have a knock-on effect against your levels of motivation, because you then start to question your work, and I would say stop there. Don't even think about it. Stop sending out your manuscripts to publishers and think about publishing yourself. Now let's assume that you do get a standard book publishing deal. Okay, great, they get in touch with you. Yeah, we like your work. You will generally only get 10 to 15% in terms of royalties of net profits. Now let's assume that your book sells, for argument's sake, £10. You're only going to get round about 50 pence per unit that is sold, because the key word there is net. Okay, so you're not going to get 10 or 15% of gross profits, you're going to get of net profits. So they need to take off all of their costs, which will involve printing the book. Amazon will take their fee off, so there might only be a few pounds to split between you and the publisher, and you'll end up with 10 to 15%. And many authors never actually receive any royalties after their initial advance. Okay, so I do admit a lot of authors are not really in it to make a lot of money, but if you're going to put a lot of effort into writing your own book, then you want it to sell well, and then you want to see a return on your investment. And Amazon Kindle allows you to do that very quickly. Now if you get a standard book deal, you would generally lose control. You will keep the copyright to the book, but you will generally lose control over the cover design, And let's face it, if you're writing a book, you will probably have a really good idea about the title of the book and also the cover design. Now, the title of the book and the cover design are two really important elements, especially now when selling on Amazon. In the past, we used to go in the high street to like bookstores, like Waterstones, and you would see the spine of a book. So you'd go in there particularly looking for a specific book. Well, when you go on Amazon, as we all know now, you look at the front cover of a book. So the front cover has become more and more important in terms of you grabbing the attention of the person who's going to buy your book. And also, with a standard book publishing deal, you're going to have to update the book when the publisher states. Now, let's say that you're not really selling many copies. You're not going to be that motivated to keep updating your book if you decide that you want to publish with a standard publisher. Now, this presentation is for anybody, any genre of book, whether you're into fiction, whether you're into self-help, motivational books, it doesn't matter. So this presentation will apply to you. So that's basically the reasons why I recommend that you do not go out and get a standard book publishing deal. Now, if you do get a publishing deal and it's you're getting more than that and you've really hit on a bestseller, then great, fantastic, go for it. But you can still make just as much money, if not more, by publishing yourself. Now, the benefits of publishing on Kindle. Now, you'll get respect. Okay, you'll find that if you start to write your own books and you publish them yourselves, you get respect from your peers. I know one person who I helped to publish a book. He found it a lot easier to get work in the future because when he went along to his interview, he could get his books out and say, look, I'm a best-selling published author, and it instantly gives you recognition and also credibility. That's very important. Credibility amongst your friends and your family. You know, you can show them this book that you've got on Kindle, or if you decided to publish a printed book, then fantastic. It gives you a lot of credibility. And you'll also be able to become an expert in your chosen field. Now, my chosen field is sort of like motivational and career books. I've become an expert in that specific area, and it's really helped me in my life. Okay, now obviously I loved being in the fire service. It was a great career, but I swapped it to become an author and a publisher, and I would not turn back the clock. Okay, I love being a publisher and an author because it also gives me lots of freedom, and it also gives me freedom to help people. Like today, you know, I'm doing this video presentation and helping you, not charging for it, and it's great. I love doing things like that. I get a great feeling from helping people out. And you can become very successful through writing books and publishing them on Kindle, because Kindle is fantastic because okay, yeah, there are difficulties in terms of formatting your book and getting the cover right and the title, but it can really work. And if you get it correct, if you do it right, then you can make a lot of money. And many people are starting to earn fantastic incomes, thousands of pounds per month from selling their books on Kindle. Okay, so let's take a look at Amazon. Now, I'm going to talk about Amazon as a whole in a second, because if you're going to publish on Kindle, it's important that you understand how Amazon works. Now, basically, there's approximately 81 million visitors a month on Amazon. Okay, that is a tremendous amount of customers or potential customers going to a site. Now, lots of people have said to me in the past, Richard, I've got a book that I've written and I want to promote it. How do I get my own website up to do that? And I say, well, that's great, but just consider this. It's okay getting your website up to promote your own book, but how are you going to get visitors to it? You're going to have to pay for that traffic. Whereas when you publish your own book on Amazon, all of those visitors are already there. 81 million visitors a month. That is phenomenal. And that's only going to set to rise over the coming years. So who are those people? Well, they're basically shoppers, potential customers looking for different things. But the main core business on Amazon are book buyers. Now, we all know that the high street in the UK and around the world is going through a dramatic change. Less and less people are going to shop in places like Waterstones and different bookstores because they're going to Amazon. Amazon is cheaper, it's quicker, and it provides excellent customer service. So let's have a look at some Amazon facts. Well, Amazon basically, I don't know if you know this, started in 1995, years ago, by this man here, a man called Jeff Bezos. He wanted a name beginning with the letter A, and he first called it Abracadabra. Okay, but he changed it to Amazon later on because it's the biggest river in the world, and therefore he was looking at volume, selling everything. But he basically started out as an online book retailer and then soon expanded. Now, he figured that like a bricks and mortar bookstore could probably sell or stock approximately 200,000 books, but with Amazon and with an online website you could sell more. There's no limit to it. You can sell and stock as many books as you wish. Okay, and the Amazon logo, which is there at the top right with a smile, represents customer satisfaction. And that is why we all go to Amazon to buy things. It's because it's great customer service, it's fast. If we've got any complaints, then we can contact them and they'll get in touch with us very quickly. And that's why you need to be selling your book on Amazon. Okay, you need to be going on the Amazon Kindle, because more and more people are using it, therefore you are getting free customers to your book. Now, Jeff Bezos wanted to sell every product from the alphabet, which is why he started out with Abracadabra, but then changed it to Amazon. And Amazon basically influences how we shop and how we read. A lot of people, a lot of big publishers have generally openly blamed Amazon for the demise of the high street. And that may be true, but I think my own personal view is that Amazon is a fantastic place to shop and to sell your products. And if you're going to be an author and a publisher, I recommend you start out on Amazon. It's a great place to sell your books. Now, Amazon.com is around about the 9th most visited website in the world. That's phenomenal. Amazon now sells more ebooks than printed books. Okay, a lot of people already know that, but don't be fooled into thinking that sales of printed books are going down, because they're not. They're still on the increase. More and more people are buying printed books, but even more are buying ebooks, and Amazon now sells more ebooks than printed books. And the great thing is about the Amazon publishing with ebooks is that you're doing your bit for the environment as well, which is great. I still sell lots of printed books in my publishing company, but I'm focusing a lot more on ebooks. Amazon makes good use of the loss leader marketing strategy. Now, I'm going to teach you about the loss leader in a minute, because when you start to publish your book on Amazon Kindle, then you'll understand what this means and how it impacts you as an author. Now, you've basically got to be selling your book on Amazon. Okay, you have to be doing it. Start now, get the ball rolling and selling your book on Amazon, because basically Amazon dominates the online retail market, and I'll guarantee this will set to continue. Okay, it's not going to change. Now, I mentioned a minute ago about a loss leader. Now, a loss leader is basically a product which is sold at a low price, at cost or below, to stimulate other profitable sales. And Amazon is extremely effective at doing this. Now, let me ask you a question. Does Amazon ever email you offering you different promotions, whether that's books or retail goods? And I will guarantee the answer is yes. Okay, I receive emails virtually every day from Amazon offering me different levels of service, different products. So that's what's called a loss leader. They'll start out with a loss leader, and generally it is with books. Okay, so Amazon will sell you a book, and we all know that we can go to Amazon and buy a book really, really cheaply. It doesn't matter whether it's a Kindle or a printed book, we can get it really cheap. And the high street stores can't compete at that, because what Amazon will generally do, it will treat that book as a loss leader. So it won't make any money on the book. And it will then start emailing you after you've bought that book to buy different things. And when you go back to Amazon to buy different products and services, that's when Amazon starts to make its money. And that is called a loss leader. But how does this impact you as an author? Well, basically, it's fantastic because Amazon will sell your books at a very cost-effective price. Virtually everybody goes to Amazon to buy books, which means that if you're an author, that is only a good thing. Okay? And Amazon is also very good at upselling. And upselling is basically doing what this shows on the screen. So you'll get an email. This is an email that I had, and ironically Amazon contacted me to sell me more of my own books. So that's what you'll find, is that you sell your book on Amazon Kindle or as a printed book, and Amazon will then contact you to sell you more books. Okay, so you'll get your customers and people who buy books and are interested in books will get your book promoted to them. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So think about the loss leader and also the benefits of upselling. So hopefully I've sort of sold you the reason why you have to be selling on Amazon. Let's take a look at the Amazon sales page, because again, this is important for you as an author. So this is a standard Amazon page that's selling a book. It's a sales page. So I mentioned earlier about going into Waterstones, you would look at the spine of a book. Well, we're going to be looking at the front of the cover now. Okay, so this is just an example of a book cover. Is that a great book cover? Don't know, it could be better. I mean, I'm very, very good at choosing book covers and also titles of books. Now you'll see there that I've pointed out two elements: customer reviews and also the like button. Now these are extremely important to the levels of sales of your books. Let's say you get your book on Amazon Kindle and you got it published. Let's say the reviews sit at 0 and you don't get any likes on the book either. You know, that's not a good thing. We need to get lots of reviews on your book. Okay, now the thing you can't do is create fake reviews. What you'd have to do is to get genuine reviews, and there's nothing wrong, you know, with asking people to review your book, so long as you ask them to do it genuinely. Okay, just say, look, will you go on Amazon and review my book for me? And if your book is of great quality, then people should give it a genuine positive review. Now, the more positive reviews you get and the more likes you get, Amazon will promote your book more and more. Okay, so they are very important, customer reviews and the like button. Now, you'll see here, halfway down the screen, frequently bought together. This is part of the upselling process that Amazon does. Frequently bought together. What you need to do is you need to get your book on other people's frequently bought together book stages here. Okay, so you want other people to buy books and also to buy your book as well. And the more pages, sales pages that you get on here with other people's books, the more you will sell. And this is how your book will start to snowball. Now, it can take a few weeks, it can sometimes take a few months, but if you have written a good book and you've published a good book, then sales will eventually start to come. If people like it, they leave good reviews, you start getting along the frequently bought together area and also down on the bottom page. Now, we all know the Amazon sales page, but when you look into it in detail, you will see that across the bottom where it says customers who bought this item also bought other ones as well. Your book needs to be on this first page of many other books, on the sales pages of many other books, and you need to get it across to the left. The further it goes across to the left, your book, it will eventually go up to that status there on frequently bought together. So if you can imagine that you've got, say, 200 different other book pages that yours ranks on in the frequently bought together stakes and also down on the bottom, you're going to be selling a lot of books, and that is basically how you will sell more and more of your books once you've got it published on Kindle. Okay, so that's the Amazon upsell, and this is just an example of one of my books. It's a book on different tests, and there it is there, frequently bought with another one, and these are examples of my other books which are on the main first sales pages. Okay, and that's been done because some of the books have got great reviews, more and more people are buying them, and eventually you'll end up on the same page as many other books. So that's the area that you need to be attacking and getting into in relation to your book. Now, marketing your own book, obviously Amazon will do that for you, but you know, I could spend a lot of time talking to you about marketing your book. And also what you have to do is to think about the book cover. You'll see that my book covers there, the green one, the blue one, they stand out, they are bold. So if you're going to go for a book cover, go for bold, striking colours and a great title, a simple, really good title. Now, I use a unique publishing system, which obviously, you know, you can use too. Anybody can use it. It's a very simple one, but it is extremely effective. Now, 95% of my success is down to what? Well, it's basically down to taking action. So when I sit down and think about writing a book, I won't hesitate. I'll get an action plan, I'll put it together. Sometimes I'll write a book within a month, but I'm doing a lot of work for that. I'm writing, say, 10 or 15 pages every day, and I make sure that I sit down and I do it. That's the most important element of success to my publishing strategy and my writing strategy, is that I take action. A lot of people think, oh, I'll write a book and then they start it and then they'll leave it for a couple of months. I won't do that. I will make sure that I get it finished as soon as possible, and I will aim, and this is important when you're writing a book, whether it's fiction, whether it's a novel, whatever genre it is, think about your reader. Don't think about just getting it finished. Think about how your book is going to benefit your reader. Are they going to enjoy reading it? What are they going to get from it? How are you going to help them? Are they just going to get engrossed in the book? When you're writing your book, think about your reader and think about your audience. Okay, so I would suggest, again, it doesn't matter what genre book you're writing, always use an action plan to monitor your progress. I do this, so I'll say, right, after today I've written 15 pages, or I've written 2 chapters, and I'm on track to finishing my book within a month or 2 months, or whatever target date I set myself. Now, without an action plan, you are likely to wander off track, so I would urge you to use one. And I'm going to come on to a sample action plan in a minute. Now, remember, without taking action, you won't get anything. Okay, so you've got to be motivated. You've got to get on board with the writing and set yourself a target. Even if you only write one book, I recommend you do it because it's a great feeling. So, books. Books are Amazon's primary product, as we already know. They're used as a loss leader, as we know, which doesn't really matter to you as an author, but that is of great benefit to you because Amazon will sell it cheap. You can sell more and more volumes of them, and more people will get to know about them because of the upselling. The Amazon books are easy to sell. It's not easy to format your book and to choose the right cover, because what you don't want to do is do all of this, get your book out there and it doesn't sell. That's no good. They're easy to source. You can create your own books, and Kindle is absolutely massive, as I have already alluded to. So why do I personally sell books? Well, books is basically where Amazon started, and the book market is absolutely huge and it is growing. It's one of those things that isn't going to stop. We all want education, we all want something to read, something to learn, something to take our mind off the stresses of everyday life, and books is a great way of doing that. Now, Amazon do control the book market, they do, and they will continue to do that for many years to come. Kindle means that I make more net profit, and you can too. So don't forget, I've already talked about net profit and what that is. If you publish your books on Amazon, then you get more net profit. I basically have control, and I keep the copyright, so I have control of my book if I publish myself. Don't forget, if I went and got a standard book publishing deal, I lose all of that control. And you do not have to get a publishing contract to sell books on Amazon. So how do I personally choose a book? Okay, now you may already have your own idea for a book. You may have already written a book, in which case congratulations, well done. But this is just give you an idea of how I choose a book. Now don't forget, my genre is basically motivational books and also career books. So the first step is I'll say to myself, right, what do I know? And I would ask you, just try this exercise. So what do you know? And think about different sort of experiences you've had in life. Think about your job. Think about any qualifications that you've got. Think about what you're good at. Has anybody come up to you and said, oh, can you help me with this? I can remember when I was talking to one author who came to see me a few years ago, and he said, I'm struggling, I want to do something, I want to be entrepreneurial. I said, what do you know? Tell me about yourself. Just tell me what you know, what your hobbies, what your interests, what qualifications have you got? And he said, well, I've got a master's degree in maths. And I was like, wow, fantastic. Why don't you write some books on helping people to, you know, tackle GCSE maths, advanced numerical tests, things like that? And he now has 3 books for sale on Amazon, and I've helped him to do that. His name's David Isaacs, and he's published 3 books with myself, and I've helped him to do that. You can also find out more about David on publish-on-kindle.co.uk too. But yeah, that was just a conversation where I got him to think outside of the box, and I would encourage you to do that. So also, what do other people that you know? Okay, so what do other people that you know? Think about your friends, think about your partner, think about family, and what do they know? You know, what are they good at? What expertise have they got? What hobbies have they got of interest? And then write a list of potential book ideas. I would then go on to Google and I'd type in the words keyword tool. So go to Google, type in keyword tool, and you'll find the keyword tool. It'll come up at the top of the search. You can then go into Google's keyword tool and then type in the name of the book. So let's say, for example, with David's book, How to Pass GCSE Mathematics. So we type that in the keyword tool. The keyword tool will then tell me how many people are searching for that product every month on Google. And you can guarantee if they're searching for it on Google, they will be also searching for it on Amazon too. I'll say, okay, so just try that exercise. Now what you should do with a book is to get someone to help you. Okay, now once you've done it once you've published your own book, then fantastic, you will know what to do. But publishing can be difficult. Getting your book formatted for Kindle, because what you don't want to do is get it formatted, upload it onto Amazon Kindle digital platform, and then customers start complaining because it's not formatted correctly or they can't read it, because that will just generate bad reviews, and we know how important reviews are. So that will generate bad reviews and you won't make any money and you'll get demotivated. So get someone to help you. And if you want me to help you, visit my website there, publish-on-kindle.co.uk. Okay. So step 2, my publishing strategy. Set out an action plan, which I've mentioned. Give yourself, this is what I do, I give myself a definitive time frame and then I stick to it. Try doing 3 pages a day for a month. Okay, that's easy to do. And you'll have written, you know, over 90 pages within a month once you do that. 3 pages every day, and make yourself do it. Set aside time to do it. You can, if you want to, consider outsourcing the writing element. You know, there is a danger with doing that, but there are some fantastic ghostwriters out there. So if you've got an idea for a book, you could go onto a website like elance.com or Odesk, look for a really, really good writer. Don't go for the cheapest person. but look for an outsourcer that is really good. Look at their reviews, look at the previous jobs that they've done, and have a look at a sample of their writing. See how good they are at writing, and have a look at their style. But you can consider outsourcing the writing element. And then prepare the book for publishing by proofreading, editing, formatting it for Kindle, and also the book cover design. Don't forget how important the cover design is, and the title. Now this is like a standard form that I would use. On the left I would have the section what do I know, and I'd write out different things. And if you think about my career being in the fire service, I would be good at teaching people how to join that career, or the Royal Navy. And because I'm a publisher now, I'm good at helping you to get your book published. So that's another area that I could write a book on or help people to do it. And then on the other side I've got that what do others know, because don't forget there's a massive potential area to tap into through friends, work colleagues, relatives, family, etc. And you can use the form to start planning your book or your product. Now here's a sample action plan. It's basically a step-by-step process. Start off with your idea. Carry out a little bit of research. You know, will it work? You can use the Google keyword tool, which is there at the top right. Who knows what? Don't forget, ask questions about what does my friend know, what do my colleagues at work know, and they might come up with something interesting. You can also look in newspapers to look for hot trends. You know, there might be some things in newspapers. You know, sit in the cafe one morning, get the newspapers, have a read through them, and see what the trends are. What are people buying? What is of general hot interest right now? And then have a look at on Amazon. You can go on Amazon and see whether there's any competition, because that's another thing. See whether there's any competition in the genre of book that you're writing. Will it sell? And just going back to that quickly, if you think about the 50 Shades of Grey book, how many different areas now, how many different publishers are publishing books and authors on that specific area? It's really exploded. And that's, you know, if you go on Amazon, see what's hot right now, and then you could write your own book of a specific genre based on a certain topic. And ask yourself the question, I always do this, will this book sell? I always ask myself that question. You can ask other people too. What do you think of my idea? Would you buy it? Who is your target audience? And I think to myself, why would this book sell? Who's going to benefit from it? And remember earlier on I mentioned about how important it is to write your book for your reader. Don't write it for yourself, don't write it to make money, write it for the reader. And if you do that, then the money will follow. Look at the Google keyword tool, which I taught you how to use, and then write the book. Just do it on a simple Word document. You know, a lot of people say to me, Richard, how long should my book be? And I generally say to people, look, just don't worry about how long it will be. Don't rush it. You know, write your book from your heart. Think about the reader and just write it with really good quality content. Doesn't matter whether it's fiction, whether it's a novel, even erotic fiction, which is a massive market on Amazon, by the way. Self-motivational books, business books, it doesn't matter. Just write it. Write the book. Fill it up with really good content. Don't waffle. Don't fill it out with stuff just for the sake of it, but give your reader really good quality content. Think about 3 pages a day. After a month, you've done nearly 100 pages. And take care with the title. Okay, take care with the title. The title of the book is important. USP, what is your unique selling point? Think about that. And then the cover design. I've already alluded to how important cover design is. And then get it formatted onto Kindle, and then promote the book, and then you stop. And I just repeat that process time and time again, and that's what's enabled me to publish over 150 books. And you can find out more about me and my work on publish-on-kindle.co.uk. So the benefits of selling your book on Amazon Kindle. There's no face-to-face selling, okay, which is great. You don't have to meet your customers. You don't have to deal with them. Amazon already has that trust built in. Amazon will do the fulfillment. They'll do the electronic fulfillment of the book to the customer. You don't have to deal with customer emails. There's millions of customers on Amazon Kindle worldwide. There's no setup fees. It's very fast. Obviously, you have to get the book formatted into the various different options available to get it on Kindle. But basically, Amazon is a 24/7, 365 days a year operation. Okay, so you can make money whilst you're sleeping by selling your book on Amazon Kindle. Very good support from Amazon for you as a publisher and author, but also for your customers, and the ability to tap into Amazon's global power. Okay, I want to help you to get your book published on Amazon. Now, you can go to this website here. It's free of charge. It doesn't cost you anything. And I'll tell you about how I can help you, and how you can send me your manuscript. I'll take a look at it, and then I'll give you some advice and tips on what to do about how to get it published on Kindle. So go to www.publish-on-kindle.co.uk, and I will look forward to helping you. So all I want to just finish off by saying is thank you for taking the time to watch the presentation. Remember, everybody has a book in them. Okay, even if you haven't got an idea for a book now, think about the points that I've taught you during this presentation and really go for it, because I was a firefighter a number of years ago. I'm now an author, and I would never have thought the possibilities available from taking my career from being in the fire service to being a best-selling published author. So I wish you all a very success in your pursuit to becoming a best-selling published author. Thank you very much for watching and listening.